from now. So this webinar, it is focused more in global nutrition cluster. We plan to do information management webinar for non-IM. So in this webinar, we don't focus more in the IMO, just we are more focused non-IM. So the agenda for this webinar, it will be this one. We will talk about the objective of this webinar, the IM toolkit overview, contact list, map dashboard, how you can design this map and dashboard with my colleague Magnat. Also, nutrition and material need analysis, how you can design a simple Kubernetes box for data collection, and what is next. So if we speak about the objective of this webinar, it is briefing about the IM tools and practice that require simple IM skills. So we know that NCC, they have nutrition background, they are more technical in nutrition. So sometimes they need to design a dashboard or to collect data. So how they can do these things, maybe without IM skills, this is the webinar for them. The second thing is highlight the available IM support to countries with limited IM capacity. So sometimes the NCC, he wants a support for IM. So how can ask for this or request support? We will also discuss it. So first of all, I will explain about the IM toolkits, what we have in GNC website. So this is the IM toolkits. If we can see the IM toolkit, it is reflected the same infographic or HPC, the humanitarian program cycle. So if you visit this link, if you click in this link, you will jump directly to this website, to our IM toolkits. Or another way, you can click resource. After resource, you go to IM toolkits, similar to coordination toolkits. So what you will find here, you will find this one. So if you want to find information, so here, if you click in any area of this diagram, you will get the resource or toolkits or guideline reflected for this one. For example, I am more interested in need assessment. So I click need assessment, I will find the need assessment overview. I will find also the gap analysis tool, capacity mapping, caseload target supply calculation tools, also nutrition cluster assessment plan or database. So you just move between this, or you just click here next and back, you will find what is this toolkit. Once you click, you will jump directly to the page. For example, here in implementation, you will find a lot of minutes of meeting template, agenda template. If you go down, we feature some IM resource. So what is this IM resource we feature? So nutrition cluster brand book. So this is one of the most important things you can work with as NCC using some prepared toolkits. For example, you can do your signature, you have minutes of meeting, agenda, PowerPoint template, PowerPoint, the one it will be explained by Magnat, dashboard, Power BI, newsletter by, for example, newsletter, if you click, you can find this newsletter. So you just download and you change this infographic or graphs, and you will have this dashboard. And the second things, also we have it here. One, it's called nutrition and material need analysis guidance for piloting. So this one, we will explain it in our session today. And the last one is competency framework for information management. So this is the important page for IM toolkits. So you just come visit and you click, you will find whatever you want. The other way you can find it, just you click library and you start to search about things you are planned to do. For example, IM role responsibilities, and you have here filter result. For example, if you click dashboard directly, you will find this filter for you all dashboard. If you want just to find things from only GNC website, you click here only from GNC resource. That's mean uploaded by GNC team, because some of these resources come from from humanitarian response plan website for countries. So from now, yes, the second point, maybe it come for contact list. So I will leave it to my colleague Magnat to explain it further. Thanks.
Thank you, Shabib. And my name is Magnat. Let me put my camera. Yeah, so I'm Magnat Kavuna. So I'm with Shabib supporting the IAM functions of the Global Nutrition Cluster. So I hope, do you have any question before we can move to other sessions? Fancheni? Yeah. Maybe no question, then I can continue. Yeah, I'm going to share my screen, or maybe we can have like in the chat. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, let me share my screen. Shabib, can you see my screen? Yeah.
Yes, I can see.
Okay. Yeah, for the next session, we are going to talk about the contact list. So the contact list here, we are explaining, like displaying a simple Excel database, but this is also like a powerful tool we use to support coordination. So the contact list it's one of the main tools for coordination and helps to have a overview of who are the members, and also help to capture, like even the working group, the SAG, to have like their contact and be able to share some important document for the cluster. So as you can see, like a minimum contact list should have like the name, the agency, the organization, the type of organization, whether it's like a UN agency, it can be a national organization, civil society, or maybe from the government, their position, and it also capture the information at the national level and also at the subnational level. We can also have like the phone numbers, the email, and to know like if the person is the focal point or maybe someone alternate supporting the organization in the coordination. And we can also tag to see like they're part of the SAG or any technical working group. So this is like very simple, but very important in case we need to know like the members of the coordination and how we can contact them. And depending on the emergency, some information can be hidden for confidentiality. That can be maybe like the phone number, their location. So it also depends how it's organized in the country. And this should be updated regularly. And one of the good practice is just to make sure like we have only one database and to avoid multiple databases, and that can be easy for updates. So let's just share like one of good example. This is from Haiti. So this was done using Google Drive, and it's a cloud, and you see like for all the coordination members, if they have access to this platform, so from the coordination team, they can update this contact list. So it all depends how it's organized in the country. Maybe they can assign someone, it can be an IMO or a deputy coordinator who will be in charge of updating this contact list. So, and the good thing with this one, because like from the database, we can publish, and directly this can be available on the cluster website. Let me go back to the presentation, and then we are going to see this is also like a good practice from Haiti. So they design the contact list using Google Form. So the link is on the website. So it's here on the website. So when someone click here, so we have the form. So a new member can fill in the form, and the notification will be received through the generic email link to this form. And after validation, so the focal point will be in charge just to copy and put the information here on the contact list. And also, as I mentioned, so the link is added on HR Info web page if there is this platform available in the country. And the contact list can be published to the HR Info web page, and the update will be applied here, like the updates are applied every 5 minutes. So you can see like anytime we have like a new contact added, the update will be available every 5 minutes. And this is also published on the HR Info. So anyone can come here, click here, they have updates on the contact list, and they can see all the new contacts available on the website. So let me go back. Yeah. So yeah, you can see like every 5 minutes we have the contact updated on the website. So this is one of the example, like a good practice, how we can have the contact list. So first of all, like the link to register is available. Anyone can register. So the coordination team receive the notification, they validate the information they can put on the contact list. Once the information is on the database, there is no need to publish again. So this information will be refreshed and then be available on the website, because the link is also published on the cluster website. So if no questions, so I can move to the next session. As Shabi mentioned, so this session, this webinar will be available in recording, and colleagues can still contact us later on after listening and watching this webinar. So the next session is on map and dashboard. So we mentioned in the beginning, so this webinar is for non-IM, and we try to see like at the global level, like, simple tools that can help the coordination team without IM capacity, so they can be able to design and to produce a map or a dashboard. So we are going to first see at the global level, we design a package of different dashboards, and they come with guidance how someone like without IM skill, like to produce a map like GIS or like Power BI or anything like, advanced IM skills, how they can just produce a dashboard with the available template at the global level. And my colleague Shabi mentioned about the nutrition cluster style guide, which is the brand book that we have. So we make sure like we follow the guidelines, and then we maintain the colors that are agree and at the global level. So we have like a main dashboard, like the HRP dashboard, like when planning for the HRP. So we can have, this kind of dashboard to see like what are the main indicators, what are the target, and this can be used maybe in the validation of the project during the HRP process. And in terms of monitoring throughout the HPC, so we can have, the progress of the HRP. We have also the CMAM dashboard. We also have like a Iowa CFE dashboard in the macronutrient program dashboard. So these are examples like available at at the global level, and that can be customized and according to the needs in the country. So as you can see, this is just an example, and another one you can see with even the map. Something to mention here, the map. So In case you just need a map that we can edit, depending on which admin, can be admin 1, admin 2. So at the global level, we can help have this map, and we can show you how you just click and then change the color, as we are going to see now. Let me just take one example. So this is the map. I was saying like design like with EMF, like you just click, right click, and then you can change the color depending on how, depending on the legend, how you want the map to be displayed. You can see, so here there is no organization, but in case there is one, so you can have like change the color. So you see like it's a simple map that you can edit, and then that doesn't require any GIS skills or to have like ArcMap, ArcGIS software. And here, so we try to make this simple, so you can edit the data. And once you edit, you can change here the label, like even the numbers. For example, like this can be 50. So yeah, I just click enter and then close this. You see it change here automatically. So this is just to help, the coordinators can be like MNE without IM skill, but this is very simple. At the beginning, at the global level, we can support how to design this, but when it comes to updating, so that will be support, capacity building will be provided, so you can be able to continue and help yourself in the country. So we have different examples at the global level. We have this link, dashboard templates using Microsoft PowerPoint. So all of them are available here. Let me just show you like this one. We have this one. So if you go to the website, you can still access this template. And the good thing for the beginning, you have like to have something you can start using. The support is provided at the global level. I think this will be over for this two-session contact list and map and dashboard. So I'll leave to Shabib for the next session on the nutrition inventory needs analysis. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Magnat. Yes. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see it, Shabib. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Yes. So now we will speak a little bit about nutrition humanitarian need analysis. This tool is very important, especially in the time of HRB. And a lot of countries, they use this tool. They start to use this tool because it is recently created in 2019. And it is help us to answer two questions. One of them is severity ranking, how we can know the severity ranking. The second thing is people in need. So as you can see, I will go through the Excel sheet and I will explain these tools. It has two types or two files. We have this, the toolkit, and we have the second thing is the guideline, which explain this toolkit. So if you want to understand this tool more in more details, you have to read this document, which is the explain every single sheet in the Excel sheet. So for example, here, if you want to change, this is the sheet directory. So you can see this is the worksheet. If you want to go population figure, or for example, classification, you just click here. If you want to change the language, if you are a French speaker, you just click French. You will find all sheets. It will be in French now. Okay. Or Spanish, you can find it here. So I will continue with English. The first sheet, it is just give you an overview about indicator. So you can find what is the indicator and how you can get this information about this indicator. So you can read it. The second sheet is give you the classification for each indicator. We will see later in our situation analysis for scenario 2 or 3. You will see the cell, it will become green or for example yellow. If you want to understand why this color, it is because of this threshold. For example, if we can see the gamma rate, if it is less than 5%, that means it is green, that's mean acceptable. If it is between 15 and 29.9, that's mean phase for critical, extreme. And for other indicator, it will be look like this. Here the evidence reliability. For example, sometimes we want to mention this is the indicators, for example, and from where you bring this data. From smart survey, from sometimes NIS information, sometimes from other guidelines, sometimes from other survey or CAP survey for IYCF. So after that, you mention if you have a different reliability for in time and in methods. And if you want to understand what is meaning of R2, R1 like this or R1 minus or X, if you come to this page and it will explain for you further details how to know the time reliability. So you can understand if you have a good in type of methods and time of time relevance, that's mean R2. What does it mean? For example, let us take an example. If you have the result of your survey recently less than 6 months, that's mean it is good time. So it will be here. And if you do representative survey, not for example surveillance, that's mean representative survey or smart survey, that's mean you are in R2, so you can mention that one as R1 or R2 based on this table. So you can take this decision after you follow this table. After that, who is the team? We know sometimes you have assessment working group. Who are they? From which agency? From which cluster? You can just mention them here or you write them name. So it would be good to refer for them. Scenario. So we have 3 scenarios for a nutrition cluster. Is mentioned here in this flow diagrams, but I will explain. If you have IBC acute malnutrition, that means you will take directly the IBC result. It will let you know if you are phase 1, phase 2, or phase. If your country or if the result of this smart survey is acceptable, that means less than 5, you can, or you less than 5, that more than 5, I'm sorry, the gamma rate is more than 5, you can use scenario 2. So you can mention here what is the gamma rate you receive. For example, as I mentioned for threshold, if I put here 15, you can see it is become phase 4 because based on the threshold 15, it is this color. Okay, so this is just to write this example. After that, you will get the phase. So after that, you can design your map and based on this one. So you can say this is my severity ranking for this area. Second things, you can find contribution factor. So if whatever you have of information, you just put it here. The things you don't have, just remove it. It will support you sometimes in when you calculate population figures. So whatever you have, you just fill here. And here just bear admin 2, admin 3, whatever information available, because some countries they have it in admin 2, some countries admin 3. So whatever you have this information, do the admins, or we call it sometimes district level, sub-district level, or admin 2, admin 3, or province. Scenario 3, if your gamma rate is less than 5, so you will go with this scenario 3, and you just enter these figures here, and you click calculate. It will give you this calculate. For our example here, they just use scenario 2, so we don't use scenario 3. So you can see the threshold for this scenario 3 and the weight it is for each section here and for indicator. And here is the scenario 3 contribution factor also. And After that, we will go to the population figures. So as I mentioned before, we are focused on two things: severity ranking, which is that's mean you will use one of the scenario, and population figure. So in the population figure, the same admin level that you use for scenario 1 or scenario 2. So you will put these population figures. You can get it from OCHA if there is OCHA. If there is no OCHA, you can get it from statistic or from census center, whatever. You just get this information, and children 0 to 59 months. You put this information. After that, you put also how many of them percentage of girls and boys. In your country, sometimes they use 50%, 40, 50%, 50%, 49%, 51%. But here in our tools, no. Just ensure that both of them, they are equal to this one. So for example, both of them, they are 17.9. You can do your formula here. For example, if it is 50, for example, let us say it is 16. So if it is in your data, it is 15, 15, that's mean 8%, 8%. That's mean both of them, they are 50, 50%. So you can do it, the same things we are doing here. Also for children 0 to 5 months, after that, you can mention how many of them boys, how many of them girls. Also for children 6 to 11 months, and also for pregnant lactating women. So you can also mention how many pregnant lactating women and how many only pregnant women. So we know when you say this 10 and only pregnant women are 5, that means lactating women, that means are 5 also. So if you have for older, you can add it, or for adolescent. After that, you just enter the GAM rate for children under 5. You can put it here. Also for BLW. After that, the SAM rate for children under 5. You have 3 different ways. Maybe CGAM, that's mean combined GAM between MWAC and weight for height, or only weight for height and MWAC. The smart survey, most of them, they use this one, but if you have combined, you can. After that, you just fill this information, for example, incidence factor, inpatient cases you expected, the coverage for SAM and MAM for children, also for blanket supplementary feeding, the coverage you are expected, and the last thing, percentage of disabled children in your country. You just put here. And this part is for pregnant lactating woman. So you can find here, that's mean 80% I am expected for MAM in target supplementary feeding program. Also, this is for blanket supplementary feeding, and I expected that around 15% are disabled. So if you fill this information directly, it will be automatically calculated for you. So after that, once you fill this information, you will find these figures. It's come to you, and it tell you number of GAM. For example, GAM. This is the GAM. After that, you will find the SAM. Okay, and you will find for girls, boys, you will find for a different age, for example, between 0 to 59, you will find for inpatient case, for example, this is for inpatient treatment, and you will find for MAM treatment, pregnant lactating woman, and MAM for BLW. All this information, just it will be auto-fill. You just fill this population figure. Also, beside this one, you will find living standard sheet. It will be automatic fill. So based on the information you just enter in the population figure, you will find this information fill. So you will know the number of overweight, for example, girls, exclusive breastfeeding. So maybe you will find some of them are 0 because you don't fill this information. But once you fill almost of this information, you will get this information. And for example, exclusive breastfeeding program, IYC program, whatever, you will find it here automatically added. Also for micronutrient, it will give you this vitamin A micronutrient powder and tablet. You just fill this information. Extra to this one, you can add it, edit this information. It is globally standard, but you can change these figures based on your country figures. So for example, for a vitamin A, you will say it is 2% or more per this admin level. After that, you will get this information for macronutrient deficiency. The last things you will find it here is the people bin total. So what is this? So this, it will give you bare these three categories: we physical and mental living standard, macronutrient deficiency. So this one, you can find it segregated female and male. Okay, and disability, as we mentioned. So you can find the target. So you will find here people in need, target, and once, for example, you have implementation, implement this program and do this intervention. For example, if your target it is 1,000 and you reach 500, you total rate, for example, 10% or 50%, you just put it, and it will give you this figure. So it is like M&E for you. It is monitoring and evaluation. So you'll find it for also for living standard indicator for exclusive breastfeeding, PMS, whatever. Also for macronutrient deficiency, for example, vitamin A, macronutrient powder and tablet. After that, you will get the total. So sometimes OCHA requests from you the totals, please. So this is the total children. You can see this is the total children, and this is the total for BLW, and this is my totals. For example, my program, it is around 3,200,000. So, and this is the disability totals. So this information, just use this Excel sheet, and if you have any question, just contact us or request support. We will explain it at the end of this program, and we can support you with our nutrition information system specialist. So this is one. The second
there
one.
is a question. Yeah.
Yes. I have a question. Thank you so much for this tool. I think it's going to be super useful for the work that we've been doing.
Yes,
I have
please.
a quick question regarding disaggregation for internal displaced populations, refugees, for instance, because I'm not seeing how you're factoring that in the population figures. And
Yes.
as you know, normally when we estimate the total number of people in need, we then need to provide disaggregated information for IDPs, for instance, and refugees. So how are you factoring that in this spreadsheet? And again, thank you so much for this presentation. Over.
No, most welcome. So yes, for now, disability, just we do percentage for this one, but for IDBs, you are right. It is not here, but how we explain for other countries how they can do these things. So if you have IDBs, you will have this Excel sheet, let us say, for host communities. And if you have for IDBs, have another Excel sheet, the same things, just rename it IDBs with change these figures. It is the only things you have these figures, it is different. So if you put this population figure and these figures based on the IDBs information, for example, you do assessment in the camp or you do assessment in wherever there is IDBs, you just update this information figures and you will find all this information just for IDBs. So yes, we have this question before, and the only solution for now, it is just they can have another sheet and they enter these population figures to have only for IDBs. Because if you include IDBs more, you know, this Excel sheet, it would be much huge. So we prefer to have it in more different Excel sheet. After that, maybe you can link it. We are planning to design a dashboard. So after that, you can link this between this Excel sheet and this Excel sheet. This is for IDBs and this is for host communities. Yes, thank you. Have I answered your question or you want more?
No, it's clear. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So yes, for the second one in our, or the last one is the Kubo toolbox. So the Kubo toolbox, you know, most of these people, they start to use SurveyMonkey, Google Form, but all humanitarian response plan or humanitarian persons, they start to move to Kubo toolbox, and we plan to add it in our session today, just to show people how it is important, Kubo toolbox, why it is important. So the first things, why Kubo toolbox? Just it is very simple. it is ready to use on a platform. So you can use it, for example, in mobile. You can use it in website. The second thing is it has ODK. It is improved and optimized. So this, it is supported by OCHA, also with Harvard University, and they keep continuous support these tools. And the last thing, it is free. Sometimes if you want to do something with SurveyMonkey, you need to pay for this one. But here it is free. And you can design different layout. So the good things, it is customized. You can design the different layout. This is another thing. And one of the important things I think we find it is you can work with Kubo Toolbox offline. So for example, if you go to do an IYCF assessment and it is too long, sometimes you can save it as a draft. After that, you can continue maybe after half an hour or 1 hour, or maybe after 1 day, for example. So you can save as a draft. After that, whenever you have internet or you want to continue, you just upload it and click submit. So I will show you an example of Kubo Toolbox. So you just need to registration. So here is the registration. You just go to the page and you do registration. Once you registration, you will find this page. So what you need, we will do a simple example. After that, we will give you a link to Agora for more exercise. You just click here, build a project from scratch. So for example, I plan to design contact list example. Okay. So for example, I am nutrition team. I am nutrition, and my country for now is Switzerland. For example, create project. So you have this project, it is created for you. So what you want, you just want to click in this plus. So once you click in this plus, for example, I want to do contact list, very simple contact list. So I just click first name. So once I click add, that's mean it will give me all these options I can do with first name. For now, first name, it is text. So I will select text. It is there. If I want to know, write any hint for them, for example, please. Please. Like this is in. And in the setting, this one, if you click setting, if you want this question, it is mandatory, you just click yes. If you want to customize, sometimes you want them to write a paragraphs or whatever, you can do it multi-line. Multi-line, that means he can click enter and he will, like a Word document. It will be. So for now, let us make it simple. So after you finish this one, you can do this copy. Once you click copy, that means you will have the same information, the same feature I do setting for this one. I have it now here. I just change it to last name, and I will change this one to last name. Last name. Okay, last name. And for example, I want to add organization type. So for example, I just write for example, I just write to organization type. What I need them? I need them, for example, select one. So it's come like this, select one. So for example, UN, international NGOs, national NGOs. Okay, so you can do it like this. Also, you can add or others, for example, others. Yes. And here I need, if they click others, just to explain for you something, the skip logic. So if others, okay, you just select text, okay, but for now I will do it skip logic. So that's mean I will not see this one, this text, until they click others. So let us see you just click here save, okay, and you just click this one. So you will find this first name, last name, your organization there. So there is no others. If you click others, it will show for you, and you can. If you click validate, it will show you which one it is must you have to enter this information. And also you have here, you can change, enter this information. Sometimes you want device ID. Sometimes when you do an assessment in smart survey, for example, you want to know the device ID. So to belong to this device ID, same serial, whatever information, and you can also change the design. So you can change it from this one to this one, another design. So this is the information, you just have it. After that, you click save and you click deploy, and your survey, it become deployed. And once it's deployed, okay. So once it's deployed, you copy this link, you copy and you share it, and it will open for you just this information, and you will start to have this information. But sure, after you enter this information, I will give you an example. So after that, you will find the tables. If you click to your summary, this is another report just to show you. It will give you the totals they submit for you, the data. So you can find which data information, you can see this information and review, you can edit, approval, this information. Also, you can do report. So for example, you can print the reporting from the survey, or sometimes you have this graph ready to use, and you can change this graph. You just click this one and you click change, and it will be changed for you. And you can extract this report. And you can see the galleries. If you have asked for galleries, you can download these galleries. And the last things and important things, you can download it. Once you download this information, you will have it in Excel sheet and XLS or whatever CSV, but most of them, they extract it as XLS. So after that, you can do further analysis using Excel, or you link it with Power BI. Also, Power BI can directly link to this one. So this is regarding the Kubo toolbox. Just we try to make it simple for now. But next step and available support. Yes. For next step and available support, just we have two things. You can visit our Agora. So if you go to the Agora, you will find all this information training for information management. So if you want to design a map, if you want to do, for example, Kubo Toolbox, ArcGIS, Power BI, all this training, it is here. You just click in this in the training and you just go ahead. For example, Kubo Toolbox, if you click here, you will jump directly to the Kubo Toolbox. You just click in this one and you jump to our Kubo Toolbox training. So that's from our side. And the second thing, it is help desk support. So if you visit our global nutrition cluster in the top, you will find request support. So this is request support. You will jump to this page. If you need any support from us as information management, you just select this option, information management, and me and Majnat, we will receive your request and we will try to support you in regarding this information management support. We also just this presentation, just to let you know that it is uploaded to our GNC website. So if you visit this web page, I will share the link later. You can find this is the presentation, and here, for example, for every single tool we explain, for example, for map and dashboard, if you want to see this toolkits, you just click in the GNC website, you will find this toolkit. If you want to find, if you want just to have it in Agora, you just click Agora, and you directly jump to this. So you will find more time to have this exercise and training to be able to design a dashboard. So that's all from my side, me and Magnat. Please go ahead if you have any question. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much, both Magnus, and I don't think I have any questions at the moment, but in case we have, we will reach out to you too. So
Yes,
thank you so much for the presentation.
anytime. Thank you. So we will upload this video in our agency website for people who cannot join this call, and tomorrow we have it in French. So anyone can back to this webinar. Also, you can come to this request support to ask for any support you needed. And also, please, if you want any IAM toolkits, you just go to the IAM toolkits and you can find it. So that's all. And thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.